The world of reality entertainment had seen many stunts, but no one expected what Kamil Bartoszek, better known as Kazma Kazmich, had in store. The charismatic Czech influencer had built his reputation on elaborate pranks, high-stakes challenges, and viral spectacles. But this time, he was about to take things to a level never seen before. It all started with a simple premise, a hidden code buried somewhere within his latest film, One Man Show, the movie. The promise was grand. Whoever cracked the code would walk away with a staggering $1 million. The challenge spread like wildfire, captivating not only his devoted fans, but also puzzle enthusiasts and internet detectives from around the world. For weeks, thousands of people scoured every frame of the film, dissecting dialogue, scrutinizing background details, and even playing the audio in reverse, searching for a clue, a pattern, a whisper of a solution. Forums exploded with theories, some wild, others eerily convincing. But as the deadline approached, an undeniable truth settled in. No one had solved it. The money sat, untouched, unclaimed. And Kazma, he was silent. No hints, no clues, no second chances. The suspense was unbearable. What would happen next? Would the money vanish into obscurity, locked away forever? Or did Kazma have another trick up his sleeve? Then, one evening, an email landed in the inboxes of every registered participant. The subject line was simple: "The game is not over." Inside, a cryptic message hinted at an event, something big, something unprecedented. A location would be revealed soon. A countdown had begun. Nobody knew what was coming. But one thing was certain: Kazma was about to make history. The email spread like wildfire. It wasn't just another dead-end puzzle. This was something different. It was a promise. Participants who had spent weeks tearing apart One Man Show. The movie felt a rush of adrenaline as they read the cryptic message. The game is not over. Speculation ran rampant. Was Kazma giving them another chance to solve the puzzle? Had someone secretly won, and this was just the final reveal? Or was this something entirely unexpected? There were no clear instructions, only a single encrypted attachment. Some cracked it within minutes, others had to rely on tech-savvy friends to decode it. But when the message was finally unlocked, hearts started pounding. It contained coordinates, a date, a time. The location pointed to a vast open field near Lisa nad Labem, a quiet area outside Prague. The time? A precise moment, down to the second. There was no explanation, no mention of money, no details about what was waiting for them. Yet the secrecy only added to the allure. Social media buzzed with theories. Groups formed overnight with thousands planning to make the journey. Was it a challenge, a spectacle, a final test of their dedication? Kazma remained silent. He made no public announcements, no social media posts, no interviews. The tension built with every passing day. And then the day arrived. Thousands of people stood in the open field, eyes scanning the skies, hearts pounding. Then, in the distance, the unmistakable sound of helicopter blades cutting through the air. Something big was about to happen. The low, rhythmic thump of the helicopter's blades sent a ripple through the massive crowd gathered in the open field near Lisa nad Labem. Heads turned upward, cameras were raised, whispers spread like wildfire. Kazma had arrived. The sleek black helicopter cut through the sky, approaching the clearing with precision. As it neared, the crowd erupted into cheers, their anticipation reaching a fever pitch. Nobody knew exactly what was about to happen, but the sheer scale of the event, the secrecy, the buildup, made it clear this was no ordinary gathering. Then, as the helicopter hovered directly over the field, a large metallic container hanging beneath it swung slightly in the wind. A voice echoed from a speaker, Kazma's unmistakable voice, but distorted, teasing. "Are you ready?" The roar of thousands in response was deafening. Then, without warning, the container's latch clicked. The crowd collectively gasped. The next moment, something extraordinary happened. A cascade of fluttering green-tinted slips burst forth from the container, catching the sunlight as they tumbled toward the earth. For a brief second, time seemed to freeze. People stood in stunned silence, watching as the sky filled with a blizzard of paper, floating down in slow motion. Then someone shouted, "It's money! It's real money!" The field erupted into chaos. Thousands of people scrambled forward, reaching, jumping, grabbing at the air as the $1 bills rained down like confetti. Some held out their jackets like nets. Others used umbrellas to catch as many bills as possible. A few simply stood still, arms raised, laughing in disbelief as the money fell all around them. From above, Kazma watched the spectacle unfold. The world's first real money rain had begun. The sky was alive with falling cash. Bills tumbled and twirled, caught in the wind, drifting unpredictably as thousands of hands reached for them. For a moment, there was only the sound of rustling paper and the occasional triumphant cheer as someone caught a handful of bills mid-air. But soon the frenzy escalated. People dashed across the field, some diving to the ground, scooping up whatever they could. Others opened backpacks, shopping bags, anything to collect as much as possible. Some worked in teams, forming makeshift nets with jackets and tarps to catch more bills before they touched the ground. A few stood back, overwhelmed by the sheer madness of it all, watching in awe as the field turned into a swirling sea of green and white. Above, Kazma's helicopter hovered, capturing the entire spectacle from the air. His camera crew, stationed at different angles, filmed the scene, an image that would soon explode across the internet. But amid the exhilaration, something unexpected happened. Instead of chaos spiraling into aggression, something else took hold. Laughter echoed through the field. Strangers helped each other collect bills. Children danced in the storm of money, their parents smiling, shaking their heads in disbelief. One man, after stuffing his pockets full, started tossing bills to those who had arrived late. A woman grabbed a stack and threw it into the air, letting it fall around her as she twirled. It was, against all odds, a moment of pure, shared joy. As the last bills settled onto the grass, people finally took a breath, looking around at their newfound wealth. Some counted, some simply sat down, grinning at their luck. And then, as they examined the bills more closely, they noticed something odd. Each dollar had a QR code. As the initial frenzy settled, people finally had a moment to examine the bills they had gathered. The crisp $1 notes looked ordinary at first glance, but upon closer inspection, there was something unusual. Each bill had a small QR code printed on it. The discovery spread quickly. "What's this?" one person murmured, scanning the code with their phone. Others followed suit, curiosity overtaking the excitement of collecting money. Within moments, thousands of phones were pointed at the bills, scanning the mysterious code. A hush fell over the field as participants began to realize this wasn't just free money. Kazma had yet another twist up his sleeve. The QR code led to a simple yet powerful web page. At the top, bold letters read, "You decide what happens next." Below the message, two options appeared. Keep it all. Donate a portion to charity, no gimmicks, no forced rules. Just a choice, one that each participant had to make for themselves. People exchanged glances. Some smiled, shaking their heads in admiration of Kazma's genius. Others hesitated, their fingers hovering over the screen. This was no longer just about money. It was about intention. Many had scrambled for the bills, eager to claim as much as possible, but now, in the aftermath, they were confronted with something deeper, an unexpected moral question. Would they keep every dollar for themselves? Or would they give a part of their windfall to a cause greater than their own luck? As the sun dipped lower in the sky, one thing became clear. Kazma hadn't just created a money rain, he had created a social experiment, and the world was watching. As thousands of people stood in that open field, staring at their screens, a quiet realization swept over them. This wasn't just about catching money, it wasn't just about luck. Kazma had given them a choice. Slowly, one by one, people began tapping their screens. Some immediately chose to donate a portion, smiling at the thought of turning their good fortune into something bigger than themselves. Others hesitated, considering their own struggles, weighing the impact that even a small amount could have on their own lives. Social media exploded. Videos of the money rain flooded the internet, spreading across platforms like wildfire. Some called Kazma a genius. Others questioned whether it was ethical to make people grapple with such a moral dilemma. But no one could deny one thing: this was history in the making. In the days that followed, Kazma finally broke his silence. On his Instagram, he posted a video. It wasn't a speech, just footage of the event. People laughing, scrambling, celebrating. Then a final clip, a live counter displaying the growing amount of money donated to charity. The numbers kept climbing. The donations poured in from all over, even from those who hadn't been at the event but were inspired by the spectacle. Some people, after the initial rush of greed had faded, went back and scanned their bills again, choosing to give back. Kazma's money rain had done more than just turn a field into a frenzy. It had sparked a conversation about wealth, generosity, and human nature. Some called it a stunt, others called it a revolution. But one thing was certain: no one would ever forget the day that money fell from the sky.